You can't repeat this.
No, I can't.
You're done.
I can't.
You fucked up though. You did what I did with jumpsuits. You made a huge mistake. And now your whole wardrobe's gonna be tank tops.
No.
And when people see you outside of a tank top, they get pissed off.
Right. Episode 1 of Tank Top Talks. I'm your host, Matt Braunger. Tank tops are ridiculous and they feel real good. And they feel real good because they're ridiculous. Steph Tolev, let's talk about your tank. What are you rocking right now?
I love the way, first of all, I'm the first episode, hilarious. Second of all, I don't think I've ever seen you wear a tank top, except right now.
I don't.
So much arms, so much neck.
Yes, too much. Far too much. I love them because they feel like a release. They feel like vacation, but I don't look amazing in them, I don't think. But I wear them on vacations every chance I get.
Okay.
I love going to a hotel and just wearing a tank top around.
Yes.
Like a scumbag, like a whatever. I grew up in the 80s seeing dudes wearing tank tops and jeans, and it was like, that's a wild choice, you know?
Yes, quite wild.
You know, arguably feminine / gay. And it would be these guys that were like, I'm a tough guy, show my arms off kind of thing.
Yes.
It's one of those things, it's a piece of clothing that I wanted to base the show on because it is ridiculous. It's like, why not just wear no shirt? Just wear no shirt.
At this point, yeah, I think people with tank tops, they got something to show.
I love it. I love how weird they are.
Okay.
And they just feel good. And I want like this, if I can say it sounds schmaltzy, but I want it to feel good. I want this show to feel like you're rocking a tank top. And I want to have on interesting people like yourself. Steph, you are my first guest.
I'm wearing, I guess I'll call this more of a muscle tee. It's like a muscle tank.
I had a feeling you'd bring a muscle tank.
Okay.
And I think that's fine. I'm not going to be like, hot dogger? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Let's argue.
No, let's not be crazy here.
No, yeah.
I feel like I'm more comfortable in a muscle tee. I do like a muscle tee. I am a very sweaty gal. Love airing out the pits.
Yeah.
Good airing out. But I also don't wear like revealing stuff. So I feel like I like a high neck still.
Yeah.
And I don't like, here's the problem with, and I guarantee you every woman you have on this fucking podcast is going to complain about this little piece of fat right here.
Okay.
That little piece that most men don't notice.
Yes.
This little scoopy scoop right there. Most women have it. And they fucking hate it. And so that when you wear a tank top, it's very prevalent.
Right.
So that's why I do the muscle tee. I hide the little fat
That's
socket.
fun. That's a really good point. Like tank tops are at least traditional tanks are more geared toward men, generally speaking.
I think, like you're wearing like a classic, like it's like a workout tank. It's like almost like a singlet you'd wear in high school.
Yeah. Well, we should introduce our tanks real quick.
Okay.
So what is yours now?
Mine, this is just a muscle tee that I'm sure somebody cut it. I don't know. It was clearly a t-shirt that was cut.
And it says, my other ride is your mother, which my mom loves your mom shit. She loves it.
You would like this?
If she sees like an adolescent boy on a skateboard that says, my other ride is your mom, she'll be like, Matt, look. Matt. She thinks it's so funny.
That's so rare.
Yeah. Well, my mom, she comes from kind of a starchy upbringing, you know, like kind of a, like not well-to-do, but my grandpa was a big Chicago lawyer, very right-wing. My mom declared herself a liberal at like 13, which would be like declaring yourself gay in like the 80s, I think. Yes. They were just like, that, not my daughter, what, you know. So I think my favorite thing is getting her to laugh. When I see her laugh at a comic saying something filthy, because she's pretty proper.
Okay.
And you can see she's holding back, but she's laughing so hard. So it's like my mom, long story long, would love that.
Well, I'm going to give it to your mother then. I'll take it off right now. This is a classic because this one, when you look at it, it looks like I'm just wearing like a car tee. That's why I like this. Yes. And then when you look closer, you're like, wait a second. And I like when a woman wears something like this because it doesn't really make any sense.
No, yeah. And especially because you're not gay.
Yes, so, which again, anybody watching or listening will be like, are you sure? I am a straight woman, but I do moonlight as gay, I guess. I do moonlight as a lesbian.
To be fair, you drove up in a Subaru.
Let's be honest. Not to blow you up,
but like, yes.
I grew up in a Subaru, and if you're not watching, I do have a mullet. So everything does point to me being a lesbian. But I mean, I've met
your hot boyfriend. I'll say this to camera.
Thank you.
Dude is smoking. Dude is a good looking.
I know.
He's a charming man.
He's a charming man.
Like he's one of those guys. I look at him. I'm like, I like your style. I want to kick it with you, dude.
Yes.
Nice.
And he's probably also wearing a tank top right now.
Nice.
Big tank top guy. Yeah, he loves a muscle tee as well.
Very cool. So I bought this on the beach in Puerto Vallarta, and it's just a big like it's a Jaguar or something.
Made of like a mosaic thing?
Kind of, yeah. It's just, I bought it off a tiny woman who was just selling them out of a bag.
Was she also wearing a tank top?
No, she wasn't. But she just had these random tanks, for like $10. And I'm just like, I want that. And I think I threw away the one I had.
That's good.
Yeah, it was cheap. And I've had this thing for years. I've had this thing like 8 years or something. So
You just love how many tank tops do you have?
I only have like 6. My wife was like, you got to buy some more tank top. If you're going to have a different tank top every episode, which I think is,
you have to now.
I have to.
You can't repeat this.
No, I can't.
You're done.
I can't.
You fucked up though. You did what I did with jumpsuits. You made a huge mistake. And now your whole wardrobe's gonna be tank tops.
No.
And when people see you outside of a tank top, they get pissed off.
Right.
Well, they get angry when I don't show up with a fucking jumpsuit on.
And let's talk about that because you are almost always in jumpsuits.
I would say 90% of the time I am on stage, I'm in a jumpsuit.
Okay. Yeah. The big problem with those with women, I know, is going to the potty.
Yeah, especially if you have IBS, which I do.
Okay.
Very hard to get it off, especially when you got the Hershey squirts and they're coming out quick. So that's a problem. Like, especially at the Comedy Store, the stalls are so narrow. I can't get it off. I'm in there. I have to go to the all gender one, like the big one, because I can't get off.
Yeah.
So the airport, if people wear a jumpsuit on an airplane, they should not have to pay taxes or something, because how do you get that on and off in that small airplane stall? There's no way.
No, I have a problem using all bathrooms on planes anyway, just being a big person.
I was like, what are you doing? How are people fucking in there? There's no way.
I've seen the diagrams. You have to be tiny. It has to be 2 tiny people.
No,
they have to be 4'6".
It'll be Brad.
Brad Williams.
Brad Williams.
You have to have Brad Williams and Joe Rogan have sex. Like, it's got to be the 2 of them.
The 2 smallest men in comedy have to be wedged in there. It'd be so sweaty.
Yeah, no, I've had the same thought where I'm just like, that's not even necessarily a kink. I mean, I get it. It's like, ooh, what if we kind of thing. But no,
it's not a kink. There's piss everywhere. Yeah. It reeks. Yeah. I don't know what it's disgusting. It makes me sick. I asked flight attendants about it because I saw them they're actually in the store like a couple weeks ago. And I was like, do people fucking there? And one of them was like, yeah, I've seen people come out. I'm like, what? Oh. I'd be pissed. If I had to take a shit and someone's in there fucking, I'd be like, excuse me.
Oh. And the smell?
I got stuck behind. Hyper-focused in there. There's no release. I was in the row right behind the washroom the other day, and I was like, I couldn't even sleep because the smell every time the door open. I was it slapped in the face with it.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Have you come across, like, I had this happen recently where I saw a man with no shirt on and I was like, I know, like, prejudice. I know this guy stinks. And when passing him and he just smells like flowers and sandalwood. And then there was I wanted to follow him. Like, she smelled so good, like without forcing it. Not cologne-y, just oh fuck, you know? I don't even like dudes, but I'm like what's this guy doing? You know? And then a girl who was working the hotel I was staying in, this is in Seattle, beautiful, like absolutely gorgeous woman. She smelled so much BO. Like, she'd worked out in clothes and then gotten drunk in those clothes, then slept in them, then had sex in those clothes, then kept them on, then worked out again and let it dry. Like, it was this thing of this amalgam of stinks that I was just talking to her and like my face like scrunched up, like, and she's so sweet. She was like, "How is your room? Is everything?" Like, it was kind of like,
and she's like, "How is your room?" She's like wafting it around. Everything's okay.
Is everything cool?
And you're like, "Oh God!"
And it was like it's like. I was thinking about how I dated this girl who had like halitosis, and I never had. I never had the heart to. We didn't date long.
How long? Okay.
Weeks. Weren't like together every day, but it's that thing where it was like I'd have to stop making out with her, and it was hard. It was hard. I felt so bad when we were like sleeping together and just like the smell. Like,
I think there should be like that's brutal. The fact that you went that far with her is crazy.
She was a great gal, but it was like
doesn't matter.
And you're right. I should have been honest. I wish I sometimes had more heart in those situations. Here's the question: do I tell this woman who works at the hotel that she smells? No. I didn't think so.
No, you can't tell her. That's insane. Yeah. Do you tell the girl that your mouth is attaching itself to? Yes. When your mouth is sucking in that directly. Yeah. Or I think you're good friends with somebody. I did this years ago and I'm going to do it again because I feel like I commented, I put this post out being like, if you're a male comedian and you think you have bad breath, DM me. Oh, yes. I will not make it personal. I will keep it private. I will fucking tell you if you have BO.
That is genius.
I will be honest. I would say 10 men DM me.
10?
Only 10. 5 of which had bad breath.
That seems like a lot.
I explained it exactly. They go, what does it smell like? And one guy, I'm like, it's actually a mix of weed and you're not brushing your teeth properly. And the other guy was like, okay. The other guy was like, I was like, you're not flossing. He's like, oh, that's actually what it is. And then another guy I was just like, maybe that day was bad. But I'm like, because my nose is so big, I think I have a heightened sense of smell. I'm telling this to people just to make me seem like this is like a skill I have. That's why I have it. I smell better. But I think I'm doing it again. Because going up at the Comedy Store sometimes, I'll grab the fucking mic and I'm like after somebody goes on stage, I'm like gagging.
Right. Holy shit. Because it's funny, you said 10 and I was like, that's so many. And you were like, only 10.
But only 5 had bad breath.
Okay.
So only 5 of them. And the ones that there's a couple guys who are friends of mine who I was like, please ask me. You're the one I'm doing this for.
Yeah.
I can tell you after off. I'm sure we probably know the same people.
I really like, I've never told you that I love you. And this is, but I really do. Because you're genuine. I always think it's like, on this show, I'm not going to do the whole, you might know her from. I feel like, let's just get into it. I'll do the dumb spiel at the beginning for 2 seconds. But like, you're like a star. And because there's nobody like you. And, we like, you can be in a lineup and there's Steph Tolev. And there's only Steph Tolev is just Steph Tolev and nobody else. You know what I mean? Also, you're like the coolest to kick it with too. And you're honest.
Well, I'm honest.
If I was fucking up, like, you know what I mean? Like if I was, I don't know what, being a creep or, had bad breath, you would tell me. I know you would.
I can tell just by when I first met you weren't a creep.
Okay.
You can just tell the guys who aren't creeps because it's the way they talk about their wife. You mention your wife a lot.
Yeah.
You mention your kid a lot. Like any man who mentions their wife immediately, you're like, this guy loves his wife and he's proud to like talk about them. Yeah. It's men that don't talk about their girlfriends or wives for years and you're like, you have a girlfriend? Oh, you have 6 kids. Oh, it's bizarre. You never said it once.
Yeah. I had a guy go off on me because he was like, we were drinking and he was a little more loaded than I was. And he was like, who's your best friend? And I was like, honestly, my wife. And he was like, fuck off. And because in his mind, he's like, he couldn't correlate. And there are men who can't, they're like, they still think men and women can't be friends.
And then their wife, how would you not be best friend? You spend the most time with her.
Stupid. Yeah. It's like, come on. But like, I have, best male friends too, like that's whatever. But that said, I had bits. I used to have bits. My wife used to be my manager.
Yeah.
I think you knew that.
Yeah.
And like, I'd be like, yeah, I'm kind of a creep and stuff like that, because I had this toss off about how I used to chase pussy like it stole my wallet. Sorry. But
it's pretty funny though.
Thank you. But like my wife's like, you can't just, it's funny. My wife had like no line with that pretty gross line, but she's like, you can't just say I was kind of a creep or I'm a creep. It's like that word is heavy for women.
Well, here's the thing. I just always assume everyone's a creep before because majority, sorry boys, smarten up. Majority of men are creeps. Like I literally heard a story last night about a comic at the store who I didn't realize had a wife and kid and also had this other relationship with this comedian. And it went on for years and no one told her. And then she found out and like he'd been spending like Thanksgiving and Christmas with the side piece and then not with the family, like crazy. And I'm like, and then I'm like, this guy's still performing in the store. Like, what is going on? It's just break up. I don't know why you have to be a fucking creepy pervert.
It's just, and we operate in this place that I do love the store. I love the comics who go there. I fucking love Emily so much.
Emily's the best.
But it's a cursed building.
I think, yes.
Mickey Cohen owned it, who was the Al Capone of LA when it was Ciro's, and he would murder people in the basement. That like,
I didn't know that.
I don't know if you believe in karma in the walls, but it's like when people are like, it feels weird in there. I'm like, that's why.
Okay.
Because it's got ghosts.
Yeah, it's got ghosts.
Every time I go, someone says something that makes me like die laughing. Like it's just
it's like a weird combo of, and then it's because of the whole Kill Tony crew, when they come in, the people they attract, that kind of audience members. I'm like, this is all creeps.
Well, it used to be
all scary.
Well, and it used to be like, it was such a good thing for it. Like, not saying anything good, like bad about Joe Rogan, but like when he left, it opened up so many other audiences because his guys would, not even his guy, but like people that love his show would pack the house.
Yeah.
And they would sit there arms crossed. And if a woman went on stage or whatever, it was just like, and I'm not even throwing that necessarily on Joe, but it was this thing where it was just like, all right, dude, like,
yeah, you're like, so Jesus Christ.
Kind of I remember, being backstage with Marin, and Marin's like, it's better. Doesn't it feel better now? Come on, man.
And you're like, it's just weird. It's, you know what it is? I find when it's a crowd is like 90% men.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that you just feel like. The other day, it was the main room of the store, Steve Fury's show, Cronies. It was sold out. It was a great show, but I was like, a couple of my jokes weren't landing fully. I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it's all men.
Yeah.
And I did Adam Ray's Dr. Phil live in Toronto, which was so fucking fun.
Amazing.
But my sister was in the crowd and she was like, because there's a couple things I would say. And then after the show, my sister's like, did you hear that one guy? I'm like, what? She's like, he kept yelling, show me your tits. And I was like, what? If I had fucking heard that, I would have brought him on stage and fucking roasted him to high hell.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's not Adam Ray at all. That to me seems like a bit of the Kill Tony spillover fan base where these guys are like, tits, it's a woman, it's a pussy and it's a vagina. I want to see it. Like just weird like bro energy that's like, open yourself up.
And I think it's like, to go back, I think all of it started not his fault at all because he's a genius with like Dave Attell's album Skanks for the Memories, because that album he fucking drove back and forth over the edge, but everything he said was so fucking funny. It's offensive, but it's like, so I feel like if you're going to do something that's going to this is going to offend so many people, it has to be like the best fucking joke of all time. The point is not to be fucking skeevy. The point is to make your skeeviness fucking hilarious somehow.
Yeah.
You know?
Santino did that last night with his new libtard joke. That was so funny. Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
Nice.
He sets it up so well. It destroyed.
Oh, that's great.
It went from a pin drop to just like fucking the whole crowd was applauding.
Like your shit about fucking dudes in the pandemic and being like, light stays on. It's so good because I
forgot about that. Ew.
But I love shit. I love shit like that because it's just like, I try to do stuff like that where I bring people into whatever my weird, uncomfortable situation was.
Yeah.
Either for me or for some other person or something like that. Like I used to have a bit about how I hate when a dude thinks I'm like on his fucking mental rape team. Like when we're just in a room and a chick comes in and leaves and he's see that fucking chick? And my joke was, I wonder if she got like a little brother. And he's like, what? I'm like, what? No. Like have you ever fucked a dude that looks like you? It's like fucking your childhood, dude. It's awesome. Like he's younger. Like, but it's like, and it would like some people would laugh and stuff, but it was too fucking far. It's too gross. Like, you know,
there is a fine line.
Yes.
But it's hard to like get to that line sometimes.
It is. For sure.
Sometimes you go over it and the crowd loves it and then you do it again, you're like, oh, this was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
It's weird how a crowd comes together like that as a whole, almost like, no, we hate this.
Oh God. It's so like we should teach crowd psychology in some sort of school for therapists or people getting their degree.
Are you in therapy?
We know. Oh yeah. Twice a month. Do you go to therapy?
I need to find a new one.
Okay.
I need it though. I just went to an osteopath today.
What is that?
To be honest, I don't know what just happened to me.
Okay.
It was really, Caroline Ray sent me.
Okay.
Who's amazing. She's like, you got to go to this guy. Osteopath, they like work with your muscles in your body. Cause I threw my back out last week and I wasn't walking.
Okay.
So it's like, I think they try to like show you how to use muscles properly and figure out your brain to your muscle and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Kinesiology, he mentioned that word a few times. I was kind of confused. And then he did a lot of like magic, I want to call it, where he was like doing like, I didn't know he also did energy healing. Oh. So I thought I was just going for like an alignment and like he was going to figure out my hips and stuff.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I was like lying on my back and he's like, and I opened my eyes, I was like, wait, what?
Oh,
and I was like, trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't believe in this stuff, but it's like, I didn't know this like Moldovan man was going to do this. Kind of.
Okay.
And then he was like pulling energies out of me, whatever it was. But I'm like, I'm not going to lie. My back feels pretty fucking good. I don't know what the hell he did, but I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
But it was just like a very bizarre, I don't know how I brought this up, but I'm just feeling like at one point he like looked into my eyes. It was like really quiet and he goes, where did you get those beautiful eyes from? And I was like, huh? He's like, no. It's a compliment. And I'm like, I assumed it was. I assumed, but then he brought up his wife right away. Okay. It was very bizarre. I'm like, are you a creep? And then I kept like, it was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he saw that I was like panicking and I was like trying to.
Was he like an older dude?
No, not really.
Okay.
Then he offered to watch my dog at one point. I don't know what happened. It was
watch or wash?
Watch, because I mentioned that my dog's gonna cost so much money. And then he was like, oh, maybe my kids will like your dog. I'm like, oh, your kids? Like, yeah, my wife just doesn't want a dog. And I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You're taking up my energies. Now you're taking my dog. It's like,
don't you get? My wife and I are looking for a third. What don't you get?
I'm like, what is happening?
What am I?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go
not
back,
speaking
though.
English.
I like
should.
it.
I mean,
I love it. I don't know what happened, but I feel great. My back
that's awesome. Good. Yeah, no. Going to my therapist Molly. She's awesome.
I need a new one. I think it's the problem.
I mean, would check in with her. She's dope.
Need a woman.
She's dope, and she's longtime LA resident. She's got kids. She's like a little bit older than me.
Okay, you like the older, yes.
Has a fucking cool perspective. I had a guy who was with me from when Karen and I got back together. One of my big issues was like, why can't I, like stay with this good thing? This situation where I know I'm in love with this person, but it's just like something keeps pulling me away. And he was in a committed relationship, exactly my same age, had 2 kids. Not exactly what I want, but I was like, it's a goal.
Yeah.
Let's try this. And he was great. But then near the end, him and his wife separated. And he, all of a sudden, he was saying shit to me. We're just like, I'd be talking about my wife and I, nothing about any sexual anything. That's one thing. We've never really had a sexual issue. We've always been pretty horny for each other. And he's just like, and I'm paraphrasing, but I remember where I kind of knew it was near the end. He was like, I don't know what I was talking about, but something about me and hers. And he's like, but the thing is, women want you to touch them. They want you to take control. And they want you to let them know that you want them. And I think these days, a lot of guys are afraid to do that. And I'm like, what the who are you talking to right now?
Yeah,
that was not my issue.
Yeah, this is you.
You're
this
reading between lines that don't exist.
Yeah.
And it made me flash back to something that used to crack me up in high school all the time. I used to watch Arsenio Hall, Late Night with Arsenio Hall all the time, mostly because he had hip hop act songs. I'm a big rap fan, but he would zone out so bad he would just stop listening to people where he just someone's talking. And I remember he had like Billy Idol on, and Billy Idol was just talking, and he was like, Arsenio's just staring at nothing. And then Billy's talking about being on tour or something, how the lights or the music or whatever. Arsenio's like, yeah, I think it is every man's dream to sleep with 2 women. And Billy's like, what? What are you talking about, mate? What? And he's like, oh, hey.
Oh, never mind.
And he literally was like, this is what they call an awkward moment.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's like my therapist literally did that. My therapist literally is just like, man, I should be more aggressive with you.
He's clearly, thinking about his own shit. That's my therapist right now has a septum piercing and tattoos. I'm like, I can't talk to myself here.
Yeah, that's
too
tough.
Cool. I need like an older Jewish woman.
Mm-hmm. I mean, pretty sure. I've never asked her, but she's kind of got the vibe. But she's one of those people that like her husband's like a musician, mostly like plays in bars and stuff. But like her kids are like thriving and she's doing great. And like, she's just kind of doesn't brook any bullshit, but she gives me great ways to look at things better than mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just need that.
I think we need that so much. Cause like in our business, it's like, well, what about me? What about my spot? And there's a million stand-ups now and stuff. And
there's so many fucking stand-ups. I don't know what I was looking at the other day. I was like, how am I even getting a single view?
Because you're dope.
Because I'm like, it's so, there's so much.
You're unique though, too.
I'm trying. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fucking amazing.
I've had this cough for going on 7 weeks now, 8 weeks.
I'm sorry. Everything cool?
No, I'm fine. I just had this cough now. I don't know. Okay. Apparently there's some cough happening and now this is who I am. I have an inhaler. I've accepted it.
I'm a coughing person. I'm a coughing person.
It's disgusting. Okay. This is who I am. I'm repulsed by it. And I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
I don't feel sick. That's it. Just a cough.
You should get a kid because when they go to daycare, you get every disease. I was sick for a solid fucking year and I haven't been sick really since.
Oh, because you get it.
I had everything. It was a thing where I was like, is this what it is to be like in your late 40s? Is that just, you always feel like you have a fucking head cold or a flu? Okay. And it's like fucking, like every virus cycled through me. So, yeah.
Am I hanging out with too many children? I'm kidding. I'm just
okay. I'm going to go. Can I ask you a couple questions?
Get me in. Let's get in there.
Let's do it.
We really went off topic from the tank tops.
No. I wanted us to talk about us.
Well, the light's in our eyeballs, so I feel like we need to talk about
a little bit. So, okay. How do tank tops make you feel?
It depends. So, like a muscle tank makes me feel cool.
Okay.
A tank top like you're wearing makes me feel self-conscious.
Because of
that. And also like I just feel like it's too tight. Like I used to wear a white beater. Mm-hmm. Like under stuff. I sometimes by themselves. And I look back at photos, I'm like, what was that style choice? Like I looked like a fat pig. I'm like, I don't know I looked so awful. I'm like, what was I doing? So I'm looking back at that, I think it's a weird PTSD thing, but like I also used to wear these tank tops when I Highland danced underneath my outfit.
Okay.
And they stunk and they got so sweaty. So it's like kind of like a PTSD thing with like a sweat thing or like, but then sometimes I think of like a gym class singlet and that was like cool and fun. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things. I guess.
Would you wear them like on vacation? Like would you go with your with your
I wear
hot
them the second it gets hot, I'm wearing tank tops.
Yeah.
I got some new rompers that are like cut off sleeves. Actually, I just bought a new tank top with this girl riding a cheetah, but it didn't come in time. I was going to wear that. Oh. But see, I think if I lose more weight, I'll be more into tank tops.
Okay.
It's the weight loss thing. It's the weight loss thing. We need to lose a couple more pounds.
I think you're fine, but I'll let that.
I think it's like a self-conscious thing. That's all it is.
I got a t-shirt in the mail. The Portland Pickles, which is a minor league soccer team in Portland. They have a minor team now called the Portland Bangers. And it's so good. And I ordered the shirt and it's like it's like something you would wear, like a cool t-shirt. So it's like wide. You and my wife, like wider. And I was like, oh, and it makes me look like my shoulders are trash. Like every man in my family has these rounded shoulders. But like it's like, it makes me look wider like that. I'm like, ooh, look
cool
at this.
Guy.
And part of me is just like, I've had this idea forever for tank top talks. I'm just like, should I wear it? Should I change the t-shirt talks?
Just cut it. No. Cut it to a tank.
Maybe I will.
This is it. This is how you make a tank top. You cut the sleeves.
I have Eliza Schlesinger had like a rave. She has raves for her birthday where she like buy out a club and shit. And it's all those fucking oldies dancing. And I have a muscle tank Prince shirt that's like way too old. Kind of one of those I could and big. One of those things I could just take to like a vintage store and be like 300.
I have my favorite tank top, which is stuck in fucking England because my hot boyfriend had to do laundry when we were there and we left it in a goddamn laundromat. And now my friend Bobby Mayer has a bag of our clothes because I paid him to go pick it up. Psychotic. Anyways, my favorite tank top was from this character I do called Marcy, where it's also a muscle tee, and the front just says, "Trust me, it's big." But it's Harley Davidson, but you wouldn't tell from the front. And I just wearing that in public is my favorite thing on the planet.
That's so good.
Because sometimes people notice that they don't, but like that,
when
I wear that, I feel good. Muscle tees, I feel good.
Okay. What did tank tops make you think of?
You kept saying the 80s, but like it does make me think of the 80s.
Yeah.
Makes me think of like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Zach Morris would always come in with that fucking white tank top.
Yes.
Or like my dad used to wear so many tank tops, like all our like childhood photos of my dad wearing these like low neck, like neon.
Oh.
Was it the little gecko thing that was on things?
Yes, the gecko.
That gecko thing, whatever that brand was. LA
Was it
Gear.
like Key Largo or something like that? Was that the name of it?
Something like that. Yeah. He would wear so many fucking like singlet-y type, tucked into his little fucking high little running shorts he'd wear.
Yeah. What part of Canada are you from? Toronto. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had the hot seasons.
We had we had like 2 fucking months of hell.
Okay. Got it.
So my dad would be flaunting around. I also think my dad would tuck it in a lot because I realized recently my dad's dick is fucking huge.
Okay.
And I've been literally closing my show by showing this photo of my dad, not his bare penis, but like my dad as a kid, like he sent me this fucking photo of him with his like yoked up cock. And I'm like, it's
he
in
had
a family
his dick
photo.
out as a kid?
No. It's in his sweatpants shorts.
Okay.
But it's like fucking huge.
He's got a hog.
And I showed this clip in front of him. I loved it. He was walking around real smug after the show. All my friends were like, Pete, that last bit was funny.
Congrats,
He's like,
Pete.
stop. Oh, he loved it.
Speaking of, let's talk about our dad's dicks. My mom told me like at a cocktail party when like Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones came out,
yes.
The cock rock cover with the dick to the side, zipper, literally zipper on the, she's just playing with the zipper, like having a cocktail and a cigarette. And some fucking putz comes over and was like, Jane, seemed pretty interested in that zipper. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm just noticing how small it is. And she's like, she told me this as a kid. She's like, which is a compliment to your father. Like,
you're like, oh God.
Thanks, Jane.
Yeah, why would you want to know this? Jesus Christ.
So, high five for dads with hogs.
Yeah, you know what? Poor mother's sick.
I should pause for a quick thanks to our sponsor. Today, the first episode of Tank Top Talks is sponsored by every character in the Patrick Swayze film Roadhouse. Every character. Okay.
I've never seen it. I'm assuming they all wear tank tops.
You've never seen Roadhouse?
I haven't seen a lot of movies. I hate to admit this. I just started watching Breaking Bad this week.
Okay.
That's psychotic. It's been out for how long?
It's fine. It's not going anywhere.
It's great.
I made my wife watch Roadhouse and she's like, well, I never need to see that again.
Isn't there a lot of tank tops in Dirty Dancing too? That feels like it was really tank top heavy.
I mean, I feel like the inspiration for this show is Patrick Swayze in the 80s.
Yeah.
A lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he was like a badass, but he
looked good.
He was always dancing.
And always sweating.
Whether he was kicking ass or making love or doing a cool dance, he was still dancing.
Yeah,
he was always dancing. Yeah. Okay, so this is the part of the show where we tuck in our tanks. Okay?
We tuck them in?
Because I feel like tucked in tanks are like the craziest kind of thing. When I think of when I was a kid and you'd watch like two dudes get into it, arguing or fighting or whatever, or like some people are in a bar at a party or whatever, like they like tanks tucked into jeans, and we're both wearing jeans.
Well, here's the thing. This is, again, I don't tuck because women have a gut.
Then you don't have to tuck.
I'll do a side tuck.
You do a side
tuck.
I'm gonna tuck. I'm gonna tuck, but I'm gonna
sit up.
Mine in.
I'm gonna sit up and I'm gonna suck in for the rest.
I'm gonna tuck mine in. And I want to just to me, tucked in tanks is when we're talking about something fucking crazy.
Okay.
So anything you'd like to talk about that's been on your mind that's great or terrible or just something fucking bonkers. And if you can't think about anything,
I have something. I have something that's been going on. It's very bizarre. I'm having a very interesting verbal-less fight with one of my neighbors.
Verbal-less?
No talking.
All right.
I'm away for the weekend. I have these 2 new neighbors that moved in the back. I've been at my apartment complex for 10 years.
Okay.
Long time since I moved to LA.
Yeah.
I run the roost there, okay? I'm in the front unit. Got my dog, got the little lawn. Everyone loves Susan. She's fucking great. Golden retriever. No problems.
Yeah.
Always fuck up her dog and shit. There's no issues. My dog sitter leaves for the weekend. She comes every weekend, Kelly. She's the fucking best. Kelly McHenry. You know her, she's a comedian.
Yeah.
Best fucking dogs on the planet.
Yeah.
Susan's obsessed with her. I love it. She texts me. She goes, hey, there's this bag of shit hanging by your lockbox. It's not Susan's. I don't know whose it is. It's been there for days. I'm like, days? So my lockbox is on this metal fence. Okay. And there's a hole in the top of one of the metal fence rods. So the bag of shit where you tie the shit bag, where you stuff the part that you carry, that part was stuffed in, the shit was hanging there. Right beside my lockbox. So I'm like, interesting. So I come home, see it. It's all steamed up. It's all there's condensation. It's been there for a few days.
Yeah.
I throw the shit away. I'm annoyed. Okay, I go, maybe if I put a rock in that hole, that person won't do it again. So I put a rock in the hole.
Okay.
I come out the next morning, rock's gone. 2 bags of dog shit are in the hole now. And I'm like, this is interesting. So now I'm going, okay, my new neighbors I saw, they have a new puppy. It's definitely their shit.
Okay.
The rest of the neighbors are going to think that's my shit. My dog shit.
Right.
I've never once left the shit. Also, they live in the back of the building. In fact, where the garbage can is.
Wow.
Everybody uses this entrance. It's right by my front door. Flies are getting attracted. Yeah. Strange. I throw the shit out.
Okay.
I put another rock and I shove this rock in. I catch my neighbor yesterday on camera taking out the rock. I have a Ring camera.
Fuck.
See her take out the fucking rock. I go, that's interesting.
Wow.
I come back out an hour later. I hammered a rock into that fucking hole. I hammered it like a psychopath. There's been no shit. I mean, could I have just said, don't hang your shit there? Yeah.
Right.
But I'm at the point now where it's like, why was your shit there? Disgusting. B, this doesn't seem like a big problem, I understand, but it's just so bizarre.
That's so weird.
It's such a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're fucking with the wrong psycho. I will out-psycho you. Yeah. I will carry my dog's shit to your door and hang it there. And I know she has a Ring camera and I'll do it.
Yeah.
Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah, no, it's insane.
It's crazy.
Well, it's like, I don't understand. It's one of those things where it's everything is cui bono to me. It's like, who benefits? Like, but why? Why are you doing this?
Why? Like, I get the first time you forgot it.
Yes.
Fine. If you forget a bag of shit somewhere, fine.
Yeah.
2 bags of shit the next day. We're done here.
Yeah.
Throw the fucking shit in the garbage.
Do you think this person just has a problem with you or your building or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But it's also like, they also have to walk by the shit. That's the only way in and out of the apartment complex.
Okay.
So it's just very, tell you what, that rock is hammered in there. And I'll tell you,
good for you.
Funniest part was my dog watching me hammer it and being like, this is bizarre behavior. Like when your dog is like, you're fucked. And I'm like, like just like psychopath.
Right.
I was at the point where I was going to call somebody who works in construction to come fill up the hole.
Okay. Yeah.
I know this sounds crazy and it's not as, people are talking about like politics and we're all dying and Trump sucks, whatever.
But we all know.
I'm like,
that's what
this right now currently is taking up majority of my time.
Fucking the way I'm dealing with the shit you just briefly mentioned is just doing rando volunteer work.
Makes sense.
And like this right here is you are causing justice to occur as far as I'm concerned. So it's like that's,
I'm a justice warrior.
Think globally, act locally, and that's what you're doing.
That's
I mean, it's that thing where honestly, I don't think anyone listening to this would go, why don't you talk to her? No, fuck that. All of us text more than we call. All of us, like have this thing where it's like, I have people I talk to and I'm personal with. And I think you're almost like honorary Gen X in a sense, even though you're much younger because you do confront.
40? Is that Gen X?
Is it? I don't know. I'm 50. I don't know what's the age.
is.
Maybe, but
I don't know.
Anyway, like I just feel like the younger people, mostly because of technology, and like they can, hey, quit leaving the shit or whatever.
Don't have the number.
There's someone, there's someone at the movies and they're loud and they just sit there and suffer. I don't want to cause any.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yes,
I feel like you and me will walk down and go, hey guys.
I'd be like, stop.
I'll be like, hey, fun
and
dad's
I'll be like,
here.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have just said, but like, if I had seen her put the shit in there, I'd be like, what's that?
But I like your MO because it's just like that doesn't go there. My rock goes there now.
My rock goes there now, which is it's not even my rock. It's the neighbor. It's whatever. The rock's in the hole. It's been doing good.
That's great.
I have a photo of the rock in the hole.
It's wow. Yeah, show me. I like.
To make the listeners, please. I just did this today because I was explaining this story to my friend, and they're like, "We need to see the rock in the hole." I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I want to see how big the hole is too.
The hole isn't that big.
Okay.
So it's just it's simply right now stuffed in, and now you can't stuff anything else in there.
Do you think?
But you're a bag of shit hanging right there.
How
Why would it be there?
So bad.
Strange.
And she just hangs it on the edge.
Yes. Stuffs it in, so stuffs the top in, so just the bag, just the shit's hanging right there.
Do you think she thinks it's a little trash? Is she very old?
There's no. She's like my age, maybe younger.
Okay.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah,
that's my big problem. It has taken up my entire week.
Yeah.
My entire week has been focused on and then seeing her on the ring camera take out the rock and just like wiggle it out and then throw it back down. I was like,
yeah.
I'll stay up all fucking night.
Oh my God. It's exciting, isn't it?
It is exciting.
Yeah.
And because it's nice for something like this to distract from everything else.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like there's other stuff I should be worrying about, sure.
Yeah.
But this is kind of nice for a minute to not be thinking about editing clips and the algorithm and my special coming out, all this fucking bullshit. Like this is nice for like 2 seconds to be like, oh, I'm putting the rock back in the hole.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah. And it's the thing that I listened to Martin Short's autobiography and on audio book, which if you haven't, you should.
I want to. He say it?
It's so many stories. He does all the voices of
all
the characters and shit. And it's all
I have to.
But one thing he talks about is like because his dad died when he was young and his brother died when he was young, he like very early on was like, I can't put my happiness in my career. I have to put it in my life. And like, I have only now kind of learning to do that now. And it's like, I'm not that good at it. I still just get like, what the fuck? How come I didn't get, that shit?
Yeah.
And feel like I've been in this game for so long and all that bullshit. But like, it's just, and it helps to have a wife and a little girl. But like, even if I didn't, I think I would have to kind of go, look, I'm not going to immolate myself over this shit. And we can't do that over fucking modern events either we can't change. We can be very furious and change little things. But I think honestly, I think your rock in a hole is a force for good.
It is. My rock in a hole has really calmed me down this week.
It's great.
And my osteopath. It's been a very relaxing week so far.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah. So you mentioned, well, let's plug a little.
I can't plug. I'm stressed out because I haven't got a date yet. So it's a fucking nightmare.
Okay.
I bring it up only because it's on my head to be like,
okay,
I have this, but I can't do anything about it.
Okay.
It's been 5 months of this is the week you'll know. 5 months straight of saying that to me. So I've lost part of my head now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be talking to someone who has like an itchy, ever spreading rash. And I'm like, you don't have that rash anymore, do you?
And you're like, my whole face is a rash. You're like, my whole face is body rash. This is what it is.
Oh,
it's very,
Steph, I'm so glad that rash is gone.
Can't say where it's on.
You can talk about it now that it's gone.
Out.
Want to talk about that rash now that it's gone?
Fuck, it's a nightmare.
That is a motherfucker.
Yeah, so I wasn't just trying to casually plug something. I have nothing to plug. So I can't plug it.
I mean, I'm
plugless.
I will just go on, even if, I don't know, we'll see when this comes out. I don't know what day this is. Someone's listening to it. And if you're listening to this or watching this, thank fucking God. And you're attractive, and I mean it. But
even if you're not attractive, we will never know.
You're fucking
Maybe you're leaving the shit in the hole.
Yeah. You're leaving a rock in a hole today.
Maybe you are.
But besides dates on the road, I don't have anything to plug. I'll go on a podcast.
Oh, I mean, I'm happy to do anything. I'm just like, I'm going crazy. There's just so much.
I'm sorry.
So everything's so annoying.
It is. It is so it's annoying and exhausting if you let it be. Yeah. Right.
But it's like, how does it know? Like my osteopath today was like, you are very stressed out. I'm like, yes, I am. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, can you stop? I go, no. I mean, can I stop?
Yeah.
Who can just stop being stressed out?
Yeah.
Everyone's stressed out for their own fucking reasons. I'm like, well, yeah, okay, today's the day. I'm not going to worry about posting 17 clips and editing for 4 hours. Like, no, this is who we are now.
Yeah.
But I need to listen to this, what you just said about Martin Short thing, because I'm like, I need to I think I'm getting too hung up on my career stuff and I'm not putting enough attention into my relationship, especially when he's around because we both travel so much.
Oh, yeah.
And when he is around, I'm like on my phone, I'm editing or I'm posting or I'm like commenting on shit. Or I'm like, I gotta make sure that I get everything like that done. So when we're together, we're together.
Well, I'm saying, not to put too fine a point on it, but definitely put the comfy, badass tank top on him, but put one on for yourself too.
Yeah.
Okay, put on your nice tank top, your vacation,
tank.
fucking muscle tank for you too.
Yes.
Because it's like outside looking in, like I've watched you literally blow up and play these giant venues and
it's been a slow incline.
I remember from 7-8 years ago when we first met each other and stuff, so it's like just FYI.
No, I did. There's something that just happened recently and I actually sat and thought about Bridgetown.
Oh yeah.
The first year I did Bridgetown, I found the flyer and my name wasn't even in it. And I was like, how come I kept this? I guess I was like, it was like a momentum. It was like my first American festival I ever did.
What year?
Years ago.
Okay.
Fucking right when I moved out here. So it's been 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10, 11 years ago.
The last one was 2017 or 2018.
Okay. So I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 before the last one.
Wow. Yeah.
So long ago. Yeah. I remember I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow. I'm like, I should stop complaining.
Yeah.
Looking from where I've come from here. I'm not saying this to shit on the poor. No. That was one of my favorite festivals I've ever fucking done.
Listen. I did an interview I played the Aladdin in Portland a couple weeks ago and I did an interview with the Mercury. This great writer interviewed me and like near the end, this is not a knock on her at all. She was great, but she's like, one thing she was saying was like, well, what's like, give me this short pitch of why people should come see you. You know what I'm doing? And I just threw in the end and I, co-founded the Bridgetown Festival, which ran for 10 years in Portland. And she's like, oh yeah. And it was just like, I was like, oh, you didn't know?
You're like,
it just goes away in people's memories.
I think I wish it was still fucking going.
I miss it. I do miss it.
It was so fun.
We had to, I never made a dime by choice. Yeah. But Andy and everyone else who did the real work, literally the most I did was watch some tape, go for free, pay my parents, do shows, but also like ask more famous friends to do it like to slum it with us and burn what is a good market for most comedians for the year. Everyone else made about as much as you'd make working at Burger King for like 6 or 7 months. And they put in like a year's worth of work. So it's just, Andy was just like, dude, I think 10 years is maybe it. And I was like, God bless,
Yeah,
so
no.
people, I agree. I wish it would just never stop. I wish I would just go and I would not go.
It was a nice group of people. Yeah. It was a good group of comedians.
Yeah.
There was no there was industry there, but it wasn't like a competition like Big Sky. There was like, oh, you do 2 shows and 2 people hated you, so you got fucking knocked out and then you did no performing for another 10 days. I'm like, what am I doing here right now? It's absurd. Yeah. Having like one of the bookers for like late night be like, if you're dirty, don't even talk to me. And I'm like, why am I fucking here right now?
Yeah.
I'm sharing a room with a stranger and I'm like, this is absurd. Like, why am I here? Mm-hmm. And then I just relaxed. It's stressful. It was fun. If it's back now, who knows? But like, that was like a festival where everyone was so nice except one comedian who I still fucking hate. She's a stupid bitch. I'm not gonna say her name, but I fucking hate her. Every single other person was so fucking nice to me and just treated me like we were all equal, which is very rare at a festival.
Yeah.
Very rare because everyone like looks down on you, but I'm like, everyone was like, we're all in the same shows. We're all like, yeah.
It reminded me, it was a much more like elevated version of the little squad we had start out in Chicago where there were no stakes because there was no industry and no one gave a living shit about stand-up in Chicago at that point. We just did it because we liked it and we all did the same open mic. And that's why you had like, I came out of it, Kyle came out of it, Hannibal came out of it, Kameo, Pete, all these guys and gals, and like John Roy, because it was like, and they're all great, but they're in Portland, they're like that now, but it's kind of like people they have much more of a sense of self rather than, I mean, like you went through the ringer with Just for Laughs, and shout out for Just for Laughs, literally gave me a career, but I remember being at that festival and just being like, fuck,
Yeah, so stressed.
Like I remember Nikki Glazer getting off stage. She was in my group when she was like, I bombed at Montreal. And she didn't bomb, but she like, in her mind, my life is over. Which is like, that's not fucking healthy for us.
No. But in Canada, for the Canadians, it kind of was. Like if you didn't do well, because our New Faces was a competition back when I fucking did it. And the judge was JP, who used to Conan. Yeah. I'm like, our first time at the festival, we're like doing a comedian. Anyways, I'm one of my good friends, Alex Pavone, who didn't win. He should have fucking won. And he hasn't been invited back.
Wow.
And that was fucking 18 years ago, maybe. And I'm like, and he opens me in the road and he fucking annihilates.
Wow.
He's one of the funniest people on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and nothing happened because in Canada, they're like, no, you're not. So he's doing well in New York now. It's fine. But like, he never did anything in Canada after that.
Wow.
And I was like, you're the funniest person on the planet. Like he kills so hard before me. Sometimes I'm like, buddy, maybe.
But good.
Maybe tone it down a bit.
Dude, good for you for not having
too many applause breaks, pal.
so many comics bring people on.
I know, because clubs are always like, oh, your opener's actually killing. I'm like, yeah, I want to do better.
Good. Same.
Also, I want the show I don't care if you like him more. Like him more. Please do. He needs the followers.
Yeah.
Please follow Alex Pavone on Instagram. Like I want him to succeed.
Yeah, same.
It's weird to not want your opener to succeed.
Well, because it's just if we're not getting better, kind of what is the point there? Like
why would I want to go up after somebody who's doing mediocre?
Yeah.
Of course I want to go up. The crowd is fucking red hot.
Right.
They've been applauding this man for 30 minutes and I go up and it's like, and he's not creepy. He's actually married to my manager. Hilarious.
All right, cool.
I hooked him up. But yeah, I'm like, he's a nice, normal man.
Nice.
And I like supporting my friends. I want my friends to do well.
Well, and it's also that thing.
Because we all do well.
Yeah.
It's the Adam Sandler thing. It's like, you see him, he hires all his friends to do all his movies.
I had a casting director tell me once, he was like, why do you think directors hire the same fucking actors every time? I'm like, because they're good. He's like, so many people are good. Guess again. And he's like, no, you can't get it. It's because they like them.
Yeah.
They're going to be, they want to have these people around them for 6 months that are not dicks or annoying or creeps or any of that shit. So it's like, when you find that funny person you can get along with.
You're like, this is it.
Yeah. I mean, I've said like the strongest part of love is stand. Like, can you stand this person? Yeah. Can you stand them? Can you stand them for weeks and weeks and be in a house with them? Yeah.
My boyfriend started doing like more stand up now, so he's coming there with me, and it's the fucking best.
Nice.
Oh, it's very convenient.
That's
I gotta have sex with my opener. It's the best.
That's
I'm like,
great.
We have sex. We do shows.
Nice. There you go.
He's very supportive.
Sure.
It's
Combine
nice.
the two when you play Amsterdam. That's great. Live.
We went to Amsterdam, and he told me when he was young, he was there and had some fun, and I was like, I didn't need to hear that.
I didn't even mean sex work.
I mean that.
I meant live sex shows.
I saw one of those. Those are horrendous.
I wouldn't. I mean, I remember being there backpacking and all these people, a couple people were like, should we go? And I'm like, fucking no.
It's one of the grossest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it.
Oh,
Speaking of sex, you're going to find this hilarious, and I don't know why I keep saying it out loud.
Okay, please.
I had a sex dream with Eddie Pepitone the other day. And
yes.
I can't get it out of my head. Like, I'm scared to run into him because I'm going to be like, hi, Eddie. Like, I'm going to be it was so real. I never have sex dreams. And I'm like, that's who I get. No offense, Eddie. But I'm like, that's who I get. Eddie Pepitone.
He would laugh.
I'm not getting fucking Swayze.
Yeah.
I'm not getting Pepitone. That's who's fucking honking my tits in my dream. Like, this is absurd. And he had his bowler hat on and his big old long black shirt. He had his hat on while he was fucking? Oh. He had that black hat on and his long loose shirt. I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Jesus.
Pepitone is absurd.
Kyle and I used to play this show in Bar Lubitsch now, but it used to be I forget the name, but it was like a gay bar, gay club, but they had this really sick comedy show that our friends Cece and Katie used to book, and so we'd be in it sometimes, and like Jen Kirkman did it, and Eddie, and I'd never seen Eddie before. And I fell in love with Eddie because he would almost always go last when he was on it. And after the show was a goth dance night called Fusion. Yeah. And these guys would be just waiting for us to get off stage, like literally behind the board staring at us and fucking dark hair and fucking black clothes, just like sprockets, just looking at us. And Eddie would go along and be like, oh, I got to wrap it up. I need my fusion. I gotta have my fusion. If I don't have my fusion tonight, and we're like crying, and those guys are like staring dead, like
serious.
Fuck you, man. Like, and so it's like,
so funny.
I'll just look at Eddie and go fusion in my head. Who is on your tank top team?
I think my family.
Okay,
is that like insane?
I was gonna say living or dead, but if you want to go family, let's talk about why. I mean, your dad's in a first round draft pick.
Yeah,
for
I think
sure.
my dad's hilarious. I think my mom would just look stupid in a tank top, and that would make me laugh. I don't think I've ever seen my mom wear a tank top in my entire life. So I think that would just be when she was like younger in the 80s. Yeah. But now she wears these oversized, weird, like moo things that don't fit her. It's bizarre. She's not a big woman. I don't know why she would dress like that. And then I just think I think when families, because I've been looking at all these old family photos. So this is like in my head right now. My mom used to dress us all the same. Oh, wow. Even my fucking dad. There's this photo where we're all wearing white shirts and these like pink orange shorts, and it's insane.
How many brothers or sisters?
Just one sister.
Okay.
Strange that we all would match. So I just think it would be funny now to see us all as like adults just walking around in the same outfit. Like it's like cult-like, but like a
Yeah.
weird, but because we're like Bulgarian, none of us are like, you know, it's like not a good look for any of us. So I think we'd all look kind of frumpy and bizarre. And I think
Yeah.
they're like, why are they all,
Well,
why is that family dressed together?
I got to find this tank because I just remembered my wife had for my father-in-law's 70th birthday. She had tank tops made, blue tank tops with him in the 70s and a yacht rock, like almost like a sailboat.
Yeah.
And it said sailing into 70 with Baker and like that like Kenny Loggins.
You
cursive.
have to find this.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
And but like it was the funniest thing because he loved it, but he's also like the way they cropped his head, it made him look like he almost had a flat top. He's like, my hair was never like that. Never. And it's like it's sailing in the seas of 70 with because his last name is Baker. My wife's last name is Baker. Like, and everyone just calls him Baker. Everyone calls him, that's his name. It's not John, it's Baker. Everyone calls him Baker. But it was like what's this combination
That's
of
so funny.
him yelling and it's like nobody cares. But like
nobody cares. But he's like, that's not my hair.
Honestly, for your dads, it'd be funny to, because I think like we took my mother-in-law to Vegas and we had like denim cuts made, like denim vests with like, I had the stitching with like, we were the queen, her name is Jean, the queen jeans. And we all had nicknames and shit. Mine was Peaches. And like, we all had like our own, like we were a fucking gang in Vegas. So it's like, for your dad's birthday, you should have like tank tops made. I think he'd be like, oh fuck, I remember.
I could just like, it's gonna be the 80s ones with like the thick, cause kind of like that one, but like even like thinner and like even lower. Yeah. But like loose.
Yes.
But like classic, it's gotta be like a neon orange with like a big fucking thing across it.
Absolutely. Yeah, the neon.
Pete's got a huge dick and just make it really obvious. Like if I'm gonna wear this out, it's got to be something even worse.
I want to wear Pete's got a huge dick. So people are like,
or your other ride's Pete Tolev. I think I should do that.
I want Pete's got a huge dick. So people are like, who's Pete? My friend's dad.
And I'll probably say, what? Yeah, you wear. I'm like, my dad.
Why do you have that shirt?
This is my new merch. Pete's got a big dick. There's people walking around with that. My dad's head right in the middle. My dad's Bulgarian head.
Your dad's like half like, yeah, but also like.
I think he'd love it.
It's getting to me.
He would secretly love it.
Your mom would hate it.
No, my mom would hate it. My mom wearing Pete's got a big dick. My mom would be so pissed off. When I showed that, she's like, oh, that's not really it. That's his balls. I'm like, okay, mom, relax. Let him have this. He's got nothing else in his life right now.
Your mom
He's retired. Let him have this.
And killed the legend.
Oh, she killed it. She was so bad.
Like,
that's
he's all
real.
Nuts.
I was like, okay.
He's got big, gross balls.
Whatever. Either way, there's a lot going on down there, and I'm repulsed by it. Simply repulsed by my dad's genitalia right now. That's all I can think about.
Kind of should be.
Can you imagine it was on my phone? I'm like, there it is. No. My hot boyfriend is a baby.
I don't know. Oh my God.
Speaking of big dicks. Speaking of big dicks. This little baby had a huge dick.
Why did we get canceled after one episode?
Yeah, you're like, why did you get me for the first episode?
He's fine with it. He's like the guy on the Nirvana cover that sued the band.
That guy sued?
Yeah, the baby. He sued.
You can't sue at that point. The baby can't sue.
It got thrown out. I think it either.
He's insane.
I think he took it to the 1 yard line and was like, okay, never mind. Pardon the album's called. Said never mind. I was not trying to make a joke, but he did. I think he rescinded or dropped the lawsuit.
You can't do this. You sue your parents.
No, and also like, who gives a shit? Unless your dick is just like that still now,
then that could be why.
Then that's probably why. You should sue them and God.
Yes,
I think.
Yeah.
Because that's.
Does God ever get sued? Do you think they do that? There's like a whole.
I think we're coming. We're headed there. We're headed there where people, they're going to fold religion into the law so much that you'd be like, can I just sue God? I do love this. I get such a kick out of the Satanists that are coming in being like, oh, so we can now teach our shit in school. Like. You know about that?
No.
They keep bringing lawsuit where it's just like, oh, under your rules, religion is allowed in school, whatever. So look, we'd like to get the word out about Satanism.
That's so funny.
And they're dressed like fucking bald. And
they're from Fusion. They're like the Fusion people.
Yeah. But they have a way bigger sense of humor.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, I got to look into that.
Yeah.
That's fun stuff.
Dude, thank you so much for being on here.
I hope this gets people to listen to more than one episode.
I got a chance to tell you that I love you, and I'm so glad you're on.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Thank you for taking part in this silly little experiment.
Hey, get your tank top on.
Get your tank top on, guys. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love
follow
you,
me on Instagram so I can tell you when my special comes out.
Tell people where you can find.
Just at Steph Tolev. Just follow me on Instagram.
Okay. All right. Well, I love you, buddy.
Thank you. You too. Bye.